When you're in recovery from an eating disorder or mental illness and your motivation feels completely gone, it can feel frighteningly quiet. You might know logically that recovery matters. You might even want it desperately, and yet you still can't seem to move. The gap between wanting to get better and feeling unable to act can turn into self-blame so quickly. You start wondering what's wrong with you, why everyone else seems to manage, and why you just can't try harder. Trigger warning, this discusses eating disorders, mental illness, trauma, and recovery difficulties. The truth is that motivation usually doesn't vanish because you don't care enough. I think it disappears because your body and brain are overwhelmed. If you're undernourished, anxious, depressed, or carrying trauma, your system shifts into survival mode. I've mentioned this before in a couple of videos. Survival mode isn't built for clear or long-term goals. It's built to keep you safe in the short term. When you're there, your brain narrows its focus to immediate relief. It isn't reaching towards the future, it's just trying to get through the hour. Recovery can also feel unsafe in ways people don't always say out loud. Even when an eating disorder is harming you, it often gives you something: control, predictability, numbness, a sense of identity. Letting go can feel like stepping into empty space. Before anything healthier has taken root, your nervous system panics. It reads recovery as threat, not comfort. And when your body feels threatened, it doesn't generate motivation, it shuts you down. Things like trauma or depression add another layer. They can make the future feel flat or unreachable. Not always dramatic hopelessness, sometimes just blankness. When your brain can't picture a life beyond the illness, effort can feel pointless. That isn't laziness, it's a nervous system that can't see safety ahead yet. And shame makes everything heavier. Being told you'd recover if you really wanted to cuts deep. Shame doesn't create movement, it creates hiding or freezing or going through the motions on the outside while feeling stuck and alone on the inside. And what helps, I think, is letting go of the idea that motivation has to come first. For a lot of people, recovery begins while motivation is completely absent. Structure carries you when feelings can't. Not rigid rules, but gentle scaffolding, routines, things you might tell yourself or try to do every day. Sometimes that looks like having one meal written down for the day so you don't have to debate it, or texting a friend with, "Can you come be with me?" even if you feel embarrassed. It might be putting a yogurt and a spoon on the table before you're convinced that you'll actually eat it. Small, contained actions that don't require you to feel ready, they just ask you to show up. Sometimes recovery doesn't feel like belief at all for a while. It feels like following something that you don't emotionally connect to yet. You eat because the plan says to eat, not because you feel deserving. You rest because someone told you your body needs it, even though a part of you argues. You might set a 10-minute timer and promise yourself you'll just stay with the discomfort until it rings. You borrow structure when you can't access the drive. And that can feel fake or mechanical, or like you're doing recovery wrong because you don't feel inspired. But I think a lot of real recovery looks exactly like that. You act before you feel it. You repeat small, safe behaviors long enough that your nervous system slowly learns that they aren't dangerous. Safety is built through repetition, not intensity. Safety matters more than insight. Understanding your patterns can help, but your body needs predictability before it can generate motivation. Being supported instead of pushed. Moving at a pace that doesn't flood you. Reducing the number of decisions you have to make in a day so that you're not constantly negotiating with yourself. It's also normal to feel torn. You can want recovery and still want the eating disorder or mental illness or whatever it is that you're struggling with. Those parts can exist at the same time. That doesn't mean that you're weak. It usually means that part of you is scared to lose something that once helped you to survive. When that fear is met with compassion instead of shame, it softens a little. And with that softening, space opens, your ability opens, the space for motivation to come in opens. But motivation rarely comes back as excitement. At first it's quieter than that. It might look like resisting a little less, letting someone help you even though you don't feel ready, eating something you didn't plan to because you're tired of fighting, staying at the table 2 minutes longer than yesterday. Those shifts are small, but they are movement. And if you're stuck and don't know how to begin, it's okay to begin without motivation. Begin with one small supported action, something contained enough that it doesn't overwhelm you, but real enough that it nudges the direction of your day. The absence of drive doesn't mean you're broken. It means your system is exhausted and trying to protect you. When safety, structure, and support come first, motivation often follows later, not as a burst of confidence, but as quiet willingness. A quiet willingness is enough to build a life on. If you're in that frozen space right now, what would feel like a small enough step that it doesn't scare you, but gentle enough that it could remind you you're still here, still trying? In my next video, I'm planning to talk about what actually helps when motivation is still low, and how to build momentum without forcing it. Once that video is up, I'll put it in the description of this one. Thank you for watching, and please do take care.